that is basics of spear. Okay, as we've worked on this for now, had this class running for about 6 years now, and people constantly do it. We added some more advanced stuff, including switching offhand fighting and stuff for those who have taken the class for a good period of time and are what we consider proficient at spear. So we've added closing engagement drills and much tougher, heavier spears, offhand work, two-on-ones, all that kind of stuff for them. So the beginning of this is the same thing I say all the time, is the majority of trained spearmen across the society, unfortunately, get their training on the battlefield. And many of these people think they're great. Many of them are good. More because they understand the basics of movement, of range, and how to put their opponent in the place they need to get them. Not necessarily because they're great with the weapon. Okay? The key to remember here is, like anything else, if I were to just go to events and practice sword and shield, you're never going to become great at it. It takes practice to learn how to control your weapon, your movement, and your opponent ultimately. So the key here is, we are not going to just go and practice this at every melee event I go to. You need to line up your partners. You need to get the guys that you believe will be good spearmen, line them up, make the dedicated time to do those drills, while the rest of your practice may be doing other stuff. Could be tournament fighting, could be melee fighting, could be doing shield drills. In our case, we tend to break up into different groups, do our drills, first half practice, merge them all together, second half practice. But you have to make the dedicated choice to do this. And with that comes a lot more understanding and a lot better ability with the spear on the field itself at the end. Okay? The way we tend to practice is, we get a lot of people out there, it's like, okay, let's spear practice. And here we are, right? We're spear practicing. We're running all around, we're running here. We're grabbing spears and we're fighting. And, oh, that's wonderful. How many times do you see that at melee? Okay? Realistically, how many times do you see two guys being able to run across the field and fight each other in that fashion? You don't. In fact, you're lucky to be able to move one step that way and one step that way. And don't dare go forward, because you got 12 guys waiting for you. Okay? Look at the combat that normally happens. The majority of combat that normally happens with a spear. And that is, take a look at, well, here's an easy one, the bridge. What do we have? We have lines of spears, oftentimes against shields or another line of spears. Okay? Well, that's easy. That's a given. That's a static battle. Let's take a pass battle. All of a sudden we have a whole side of the field. Well, what's happening? We got a big line over there. We got a big line over here. And what's happening? We're fighting in a line battle again, with a little bit more flexibility. But we're still in a line battle. Let's go to the woods. What do we end up in the woods? Big line battles. Okay? So all this running around kind of stuff doesn't help in that scenario. If you want to go out to the tournament field and do that kind of thing, sure it does. If you want to go out to the PA field, sure it does. Okay? But in the melee field, it doesn't. Okay? We're going to practice what happens 90+% of the time, and that is line battles. Okay? So, out of that comes the way that I'm going to show how we do that type of practice. First piece is, I'm not going to show you all the strange, weird, funky ways to, throw a spear. All the, I ain't going to shoot a spear between my legs and kill somebody. All right? It is all basics. And I don't care if you're a knight, if you're Duke Joe Bob from wherever, okay? You're going to practice just like if you just started. Okay? Because it doesn't matter if it's your first time or your 1000th time. Right? The only difference is you should have more control than the guys doing it the first time. Okay? And that's what education is about anywhere. You go to any martial arts studio, it's the same way. What do? You constantly build on technique. Do we ever stop throwing kicks? Do we ever stop throwing the front kick? No. We may know how to throw it better when we're a black belt. But we keep doing it. Okay? They show you all kinds of fancy stuff. How often does that happen? How often do you use it? Not much. What happens? Oh, look, I'm throwing another roundhouse. I'm throwing another side kick. You know, look, my front kick's better, you know? Because that is the primary pieces that's going to kill you. And kill other people, right? I mean, it's good, fundamental technique. And you can ask any of the great fighters out there, are they, you know, you get that time when you're throwing all kinds of goofy, look at this, my special shot, you know? And then later you look and it's like, what do I throw? Well, I throw a flat snap, I thrust, you know, I throw a good leg shot. That's about all I need to kill someone, right? That's my 90%. I know all of those other ones, you know. It's hard to remember them sometimes, but, you know, 90% of my shots are pretty standard. I make my opponent give me what I want, and that's it. Now they take that into martial arts. You look at professional kickboxers and boxers. They throw, if you look, most of them throw between 3 and 5 techniques 80 to 90% of the fight. And you can tell, everyone has their style. They know how they throw those shots. Why are you getting hit by him? Because he's making you give him those shots. Okay? But he's throwing his shots. Doesn't mean they don't know, you know, hundreds more shots, punches, kicks, but they're throwing the same thing over and over and over again. They get you into position they want you, and they execute. The same thing goes here. Okay? It's not all magic. Okay? It's all just about technique. We're going to start with our feet first, and you know what? I'm going to have to send somebody. I actually have a bunch of stuff online on the Legio Draconis site, and I actually printed off a bunch of copies. There's drawn characters showing all the stuff that we'll go through, and like I said, we pull it offline, and we also have video, DVD stuff that if people want to get that, there's access online or lots of places nowadays. So, okay, first piece is all about the feet, right? Okay. Now, I'm going to show something that I guarantee you that tons of people probably like, oh, you're kidding. Well, this is the way we do things, and we're not known for being, you know, garbage fighters, and it's not known that, you know, oh yeah, those guys are pushovers. These things work from everyone that's been unbelted to belted in our group, but there's a commitment there, and I'm going to explain why they work. Now, if you want to use other stuff, that's fine. No one style is ever perfect, but I'm going to show you my style. If you get pieces out of it, great. Okay? If you say it's a bunch of hooey, that's wonderful too. Don't bother me. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you my style, and that same thing happens when you go and teach. If you go teach this to somebody and they're trying to add all that other stuff in the middle of your teaching, say, hey, I'd love to take this offline with you. Right now I'm going to show them my style. Otherwise you confuse your students. All right? First thing is going to be, why don't you come on over here. There's a couple spears right out in the hall. Okay? I got about 6 of them out there. It's going to be essentially feet. We'll wait till those guys come back. All right, a lefty, huh? Just shoot lefty that way. It's kind of like me in hockey.
Picked up a blade, had night and insisted he learn both sides.
That's fine.
Left was just what fit better.
Yeah, actually my left hand kicks, punches are probably better than my right, even though I'm a right-hander, but that was because I had an injury and had to do everything one way. Okay. Yeah. Why don't you go ahead and we'll get in the line. And what we're going to show here is first, almost all the fighting I do, okay, a weapon's a weapon's a weapon. It's really about controlling our opponent, controlling our movement, range, okay? These are the things. Now we're going to apply this to whatever weapon style that we use. I tend to fight hips forward, okay? Now a lot of people are going to line up with spear. Everybody get in their stance for spear. I'm not going to show you it. Everybody get in their stances, okay? All right. And this is pretty standard. Most of the stances, a lot of stances I see out here are very linear, okay? Now, one piece with a linear stance is that we lose some range if we don't step, because our hip is back. So there's only so far we can throw a hip. All right? Same thing in fight. What I do although this is a little more twisted than when I fight, is I'll turn my hips a little more forward. Maybe even though, try to keep them as square up as possible, but it ends up being at about a 45. And you're actually already in that shape. You're actually in a good shape. Try to keep the front toe forward. Now what happens is, in this position, first piece is we have side-to-side movement a little better. And it's very easy to get the lunge move. Okay? Now, we're going to roll right into fencing here. We get that front movement. We can turn our hip now, which pulls our shoulder across the body. Now we have range. Okay? Everybody get back into that linear side-to-side piece for a second. Without moving your feet, throw that same shot and see where your range is, right? Now you're twisting against your own body a little more. Okay? So again, straighten it up. And this time, do it again. Okay? Okay? Okay, now push forward. Now, when you throw this, push your hips, not your shoulders. Hips. Okay? Now, again, in this position, we all want to throw shots. First thing is, if you're standing straight up, we're going to throw shots by turning our hip and throwing our shoulder. And if we want to get more distance, everyone wants to lean forward, don't they? Bad habit. You don't want to lean. You don't want to push with your shoulder. Just like martial arts, here we are. Bend those knees down. Okay, get down, get your feet a little closer together. And now what we want to do is we want to lean over that front leg and then back. But we're pushing our stomach. Shoulders stay straight. Okay? You understand where we're coming from here? The idea here is, if I lean this way, will my shot come up? Most likely not. It's going to drive down because my shoulders are driven down. Okay? We push our stomach forward. Here's your motion. Now all of a sudden, we're much farther out. Okay? And we have control. We're not off balance. Here, throw, and back. Okay? Instead of straight up, throw, now I'm off balance, hard to recover.
Easy to lose the spear.
Easy to lose the spear. Okay? So, we're going to get in this stance, and what we're going to do in the first couple of throws, we're going to look for distance. Okay? We're going to look at the lunge. I hope you're a little warmed up, and we're going to start out slow. Don't lunge real hard, but build as you go. Your lunge is essentially glide the foot, and nice lunge, and back. Okay? So here we are, lunge, and back. And again, keep your body up. Knees bent, look straight up, straight forward, keep your head there, throw, and back. And you'll find that it's much easier to come back out of that. Okay? And for an example, if you want to try that again, this time try to throw, but just lead like a normal shoulder. Lead with your shoulders. Now try to get down. A little harder. Okay? Plus we lose target. In this position, again, this time bend. We push, glide. You notice that you can basically guide the front of your spear far better. Okay? That's the lunge. Okay? That's the same lunge they do in fencing, many other sports. Now, that's very easy. The other piece of this is where your spear is sitting. Okay? Got it slightly off the body. We don't want to pull it up hard into the body. Got a nice comfortable position, but a lot of people want to throw this shot this way. Okay? Hand never turns, and I'm here. Now the problem with that position is you lose range, realistically. Compared to, here we are, underneath. We guide it straight out from the body. Here we are. What happens too, allows you to push pressure on the back hand. Now you'll find that it's somewhat harder to release pressure with the palm over the back of your spear. But it's far less hurtful for the wrist, because if I'm the target here, okay, and then we'll get to the side view. Go ahead, dive. And she throws and keeps the wrist out. Go ahead. Just overhand. Now, what happens is, first thing you notice that not a lot of range. Second piece is, what's going to happen is we're going to push against her wrist. There's not a lot of support there.
How much leverage go here?
Exactly. Two things, lighter shot You know, and if somebody's running on top of that, be careful. Now, with the underneath, go ahead. Now you notice I can stand way back here, okay? And we push in here, hips are led. Now you have control, and everything's going back into your body and less stress on the wrist. Now it's in her arm. Not that both aren't good techniques, depending on what your opponent gives you. If I give her an outside line, she's gonna take the outside line. But you'll get better range. Again, overhand. Go ahead, throw it overhand. Right about there is about the max, right? Okay, go ahead and back. Throw underhand, and you notice she can have even more. She could go if she wants.
I've got
Okay?
6 inches there.
Exactly. So this technique, rolling the hand under, is going to give you a little bit more length, and in spearing, that's critical. So again, we're going to just freestand this. Hips, feet forward. Okay? And this time we're going to step, bend your knees, step, underhand. Okay? And it just swoops right across the inside of your body. Okay? One more time. Here we are. Right in front of you. And then back. Okay? Keep your head up. Keep your eyes up. One more time. Exactly. All right? So, the idea there is nice, long, linear runs. Another piece on that is it is much harder, like we learn in martial arts, to see something coming directly at you because of perspective than around here. Okay? That same thing happens. If we pop up first, what they're going to see first is this. Now they have a block. If you do this, and you glide, and everything is linear, they don't see it until very late in the actual throw. Okay? What I talk about this is like being on a railroad track. I'm standing on a railroad track watching a train come in. Don't look very fast, does it? Until it hits you. Okay, we know that because it doesn't have perspective. Compared to if I'm off to the side, I can see how fast this train's really moving. Okay, that same thing happens in fighting. Not only spear fighting, but sword fighting. Another benefit out of throwing across your body instead of outside your body is she throws outside. Who wins? The guy going straight to their opponent. Right? Straight line is the most direct path to your opponent, correct? Now, if she's throwing across her body and I'm throwing across the body, what happens? Swing it through. Now I'm getting pushed off. Okay? In fact, go ahead, throw it center. So what happens is as we do these things, we're crossing the center lines of our body. Okay? And there's more block crossing here. I'm still up here, I can still make a good block. Compared to I'm out here and she's throwing center, where's my block? Don't really have it. Okay? So beware that this is a much safer path defensively also. Again, same thing happens with sword, right? I throw my sword out here, where's my block? If he's throwing down the center, dangerous. I throw the sword here, my block is right here in front of me already. And it stays there until I return. Okay? So we can see how this applies to a lot of the other weapon styles too. All right. Next piece is understanding why we practice this in a line. Okay? We got very easy, fluid on motion, right? Again, we don't want to pop up, we just want to flow. Spear comes straight out from you, timing, and it's much harder for your opponent to see. But we practice in these lines, and what we show is everybody has their own box that they are in. Okay? Because do we have, let's take a look. If there's that much room in a line on a bridge between two spearmen, what usually happens?
There's a rush.
Right, or somebody else comes and fills it, right? I see that much room and I'm another spearman and you guys are in a line, where am I coming?
Right between us.
Cool, room for me, right? I mean, oftentimes, we're like this, aren't we? Okay? Now the key is, this is much more comfortable position because we have a little bit of movement zone, especially side to side. The key is, remember, we have a box here around our feet. So what happens is, if I take one step outside that box, I'm okay. right? Even if I step here, or I have to dodge back, I'm okay. What happens if I do this? Here I am.
You're dead.
I'm dead. I'm way too close to their line. My line doesn't put enough pressure to keep these people off of me. If I take a step like this,
We're dead.
we're dead. Because now it goes from a 3-on-3 or maybe a 3-on-4 to a 2-on-3 or 2-on-4. I'm not helping my spearmen out.
You're also opening up the diagonal.
Exactly. Okay? Or, and this one's easy to see. Oh! Okay? Often happens, and it drives people crazy, right? So the idea here is you have a small box around your feet, keep one foot in it at all times. I can be here and I can step sideways. I can step sideways. Okay? I can step back, but I can still block from these guys. I can step forward, still come back. Okay? But if I get 2 feet outside that box, know that even if these guys didn't die, you still screwed up. Okay? Because I guarantee you, they were just lucky. Or they didn't have experienced spearmen against them to take advantage of it. So, the ability to stay inside this area and limit your movement is going to help your opponent, or help your partners, and help you. Because as soon as I'm way out there, I'm dead. As soon as I'm way back here, I'm not necessarily, there's one of these guys going to die, I'm going to walk up into another 3-on-2. Okay? So, limiting movement of feet is key in that position. Now, that doesn't mean that that box always stays here. I'm here, the battle's over there. I hope they come back this way. Okay? That's not the way it works. If he moves his box up because he's sweeping a little bit, then guess what? My box moves up with them. And all of a sudden, now you guys still may be there because you're still engaged, but we're moving this whole thing up. But again, when I make big movements, it's still 1 foot at a time. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay? So, this is the way, when you practice, get people used to it. Because it's very important to get them into that role. Okay? So, we talked about, essentially, foot movement, spacing, control, lunging. The next pieces we're going to talk about is the actual defensive movements for blocking. Okay? And then we'll go into offense. So, here we are, and we're fighting. And this one's a little deceiving, so I'm going to go against a regular right hand. You can click them. Here we are, and she throws a thrust at me. Here's a common mistake that a lot of people want to do. Ready? Go. Okay? Hey, I blocked her. I'm doing okay. Well, yeah, I blocked my guy right next to me too, and everything else. Also, you put yourself out of position. What happens if she just does a little fake and I do that? I'm way over here. I can't do nothing. The idea on blocking is minimal movement. Just like in sword and shield, we talk about blocking very small movements. Okay? Let's go ahead and rotate so we can get out of camera. But what we see is this thrust comes in. Now you notice my tip is still on. Right? Go ahead. Okay? Right up here. Okay? All I'm doing is a small beat. If anybody fenced before, a little beat, right? So all it's coming out, bang. But my point's always on. Okay? Again, if I'm throwing big, go ahead. Okay? Now my point's on, but I'm out of position. So you want to make them nice and small. And again, we could get into a closer movement. Now I just have to. Okay? Get the idea? We're keeping our point on target all the time. Because if my point is way over there, well, I'm threatening that person. Okay? And there's nothing wrong with that. We're going to do a lot of cross shooting. But if you show them that you're going to kill them, most likely they're going to block them. Okay? We want our point here. We watch all over through this line, but we want it here. Because that person's really trying to kill you. They throw, we beat off the side like here, beat out, and you're still in zone to throw, okay? But it's very small, okay? I'm gonna throw a couple shots at each of you, and you will see exactly, it's on hip. All you do is just push this back hand out. You don't roll it up. We just push out. In fact, your wrist breaks here, okay? So here I go, and we're going to go on the outside right here, okay? Very simple, real small. Just push your backhand, not your front hand. Ready? Okay, here we are. Let me show you. Point here. Okay, up, and down. Okay, here you are, out. See how that point stays? And the front arm actually don't even have to move. Okay? I'm going to move your back. Go. Right? Here we go. I throw. Okay? Your hip don't move the back. Good. Your feet. Just push. Bang. Okay. Watch me. There we go. Okay. And we're going to do that again. Yeah, just like that. Okay. See how you're wanting the front hip to move? Keep that hip on you. Ready? Okay. Not bad. You're going to want to, again, limit that movement. Exactly. A little kick out. Okay? Just a couple times. We're going to actually partner up on this for a second. And again, we're not using armor, so there you go. Straighten your hip on me a little bit more. There we go. Here we are. We're fighting. Again, where's your tip? Okay? Good. Now you raise this up. You want this here, here. Just push it away from your body. Okay? Again, here you are, turn your hip. Right? You're here, you're here. Good. Feet out. Okay? Ready?
Shoulder suit.
Okay. And towards me. Good. Okay. Careful. Good. Okay, we're still on target. Now the problem here a little bit is you're lifting up and pulling. Right. You go ahead. Thrust center body. Okay. Look here. Thrust right at the center of my body. See how small that is? Do it again. Okay. I'm going to show you the outside block on that in a minute too. Okay? Now here we get a little different. Inside, I'm going to show you it's a much harder move, but here it's the same way. Ready? You go ahead and throw for a second. Just push out. Now I'm going to throw outside. Exactly. See now how her tip stayed right on it? Okay? A little bit. Kick that back hand out. Okay? Good. See how that is? It's all about misdirecting his tip of his spear. Okay? On the other side, that block is a little harder, and we're going to show you that block. There's two parts to it, which make it a little bit harder. Ready? Here I am. Okay? Okay, see where your tip went? Okay, straighten your feet. Put your hips right at me. Look, shoulders at me too. Okay, now turn the spear. Just like that. Okay? Good. Exactly. Kick that back hand. Exactly. See how it just becomes a real quick. Okay? Now that time you went a little too high, so you glided underneath. Again, it's just out. Okay? Only takes a tiny little bit to get my hand moving the wrong way. See again how you're raising that hand? Yeah. Remember, that is back. Your hand back comes this way. See how your wrist actually bends down? Right. Instead of
This. You're only moving a couple inches.
yeah. You're just moving, you're kicking. Watch, go ahead and throw that right at my chest. See how this is, the hand actually breaks down so that the spear never rolls. In this position, my spear rolls. You can still hit it, right? You ready? Throw. Still in a bad place, ain't I? But if I do this, now you have to break around my spear one way or the other. Okay? And then you're moving, I'm moving. Okay? Again, in this exercise, Feet is important. Feet is very important to understand that if you're linear, you have less of a target. Okay? You're linear. I have the shoulder only, don't I? Now out of that though, she has less she can throw. Also, less range. Okay? So this may feel safer, like in martial arts. You know, you get into martial arts, we get a point where it's, you know, hey, look, I'm here, I can fight. This leg, this arm can fight. This arm, this leg has to come very far around, which your opponent picks up way early. In this position, yeah, you do present more of a front. But with that, you also present more range. Okay? If she's linear, go linear for 1 second. I can get right up in here because I know she has one shot. It's going to be very hard for her to do a U shot around my spear. Okay? It's going to be very hard to come, you know, do many of those other items and pick up different angles, right? Because this is all she has. Where over here, if she's already straightened up on me, go ahead and get straight. Now her range has picked up. I have to give her about 6 inches. Now she can move around a little bit more. You know, start pressuring different areas here. Where if I'm here, it's I have a lot less to work with. All right? So, yes, you sacrifice a scenario where you sacrifice some defense, okay, hopefully not realistically, by opening up your ability to have more offense in range and in target. All right? Let's double team for just a second. 1, 2, step up here, step up here. Okay? And we're going to just practice those. And in practice, this is basically, you have an instructor or two that his responsibility is to go around and adjust. Okay? This side will throw blows. Today, those blows are going to stop here. We're not going to strike people. Okay? At practice, those blows can strike, but only touch. Because they're going to throw blows back at you. So they're going to hit you as hard as you hit them. So remember this. Okay? The idea here is nice, straight. We're not going to fake. We're not going to do anything. All we're going to do is stand here, throw the exact same blow over and over again. Okay? Yes, other times we're going to change these things. Your opponent's not going to do that. But this is basics. We're going to learn to add before we do fractions. Okay? So, the idea here is make sure you're on the outside of the sphere. In her case, outside here. Okay? And you are just going to throw a shot, a nice good shot, getting a good feet that we talked about earlier, and roll that hand across, and you guys' idea is to block. Okay, we're going to do that until I say stop. Lay out. Good, very nice. Okay. Bring this hand, I'm going to bring your hand up a little bit more. Okay. There we go. There we go. And you just break
Not even. Aim for the chest.
Okay, there we go. Push the front. See how you're using the front to lever? You're levering with the back.
Yeah, I know it.
Okay. So what we want is just push the back out.
Just push out. Okay.
Yep. Do it again. Okay. Bring this in closer to the bottom.
Finding it difficult to hit me.
There we go.
Amen.
A little scary there?
We've been doing this already.
There, good, very nice. Okay, all right, let's just go ahead and switch it. This time you're gonna throw, you're gonna block. You're gonna block. Okay, throw right, center up, feet, fix your feet. Go ahead. Throw right here. Give him the change. Just take it offline a little bit, and you're just gonna push out like this.
Okay. Don't let your front hand move.
Just the feet out.
Moving the back hand just a couple inches. Not even sharp.
That, exactly, that's nice.
Just slowly throw me offline. As you start to see it come in, throw me out.
Okay. Just watch him and when he
Start
throws.
together. I'm going to come in, throw, no, leave your front hand in place.
You throw nice, turn your feet flat, get your feet close together.
Anchor it there, it's the back hand that's moving.
And you're going to throw that
If the
all
front
over.
hand stays in place, the point stays on
And
top.
back in.
Okay?
There you go. And all you have to do is deflect that area. Fix your feet.
All it takes is a little push. push. Push me out. There you go.
What we got? Yeah, no, you're right. You're fine. Ready? Right here. Turn. Ready? He throws. Ready? Go ahead. Do it again. Okay. Just push this out. And front. You have to have control on that front.
Okay.
Okay, quick feet.
No comment.
There you go.
A little better, a little more control.
Much better.
Okay.
No.
Do something. Break this elbow. Okay. See how that back cane raises up and it comes right over, don't it?
Right.
Okay. Do that again. Okay. That's it. Ready? Do it again.
Okay.
Do it again. Okay. Oops, sorry. Go ahead. Okay. Just watch her. When she's backhand moves, you go.
When you raise up, I get your arm.
Every time.
Funnels it into the arm. Can't
I only want to use leverage. I know where this right hand goes.
Turn your shoulder. Turn your whole body. Bring your feet together a little bit more. Right there. Okay. Don't lean. Straight up. Okay. And then you step in for a second. Here we are. Point. Okay. What's happening is you're wanting to turn your body. I'm trying to square. Right. You're trying to. Here, we're just going to square up. Go ahead and push. See, all I have to do is
I need to take
small
down
little
one.
movement. Look, now she's off hand.
There's nothing I can
There's
do.
nothing she has to.
I can follow through.
Right? Okay, ready? There we are. And what the beat does is it hangs it on. Now she's way over there, you know. Okay? She's way over there, I have opportunity. Okay? But what happens is if I'm here, go ahead, I'm not able,
Yeah. The shoulders need to be square.
shoulders need to be square. Okay? And then it pushes out. Okay? So square it up and relax.
That's what I was missing. The shoulders need to be square.
There you are.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of sports are all the same.
Yes.
So,
A little square.
there you go. Good.
There you go.
Yep, there you are. See how easy it is just to flip that off now? There you are. And later the timing gets the timing on this gets better and better. Okay, because what happens is you learn how to recognize when your opponent's going to move. All right, so that's easy, straight on block. Now, a much harder block. Okay, that does take good movement. And that is your standard hook, right? You're going to come in, I'm on the wrong side now, okay? Or she's just going to do the simple, we're going to go for that inside plant, okay? And in her case, that's exactly what she's going to do. Now, what happens, so you notice that sphere comes way out here, doesn't it? Okay, so it's not on target anymore. This time, you're going to have to go ahead and plant me there. Okay, I'm doing two things here. I'm flipping, I'm pulling this into the body slightly. Instead of pushing it away, I'm pulling it in. And the way I'm pulling it in is bending and kicking out a little bit. I'm taking her target away, and also keeping my target on. So here we are, go ahead. Okay, get the idea there? Now this isn't very easy because if I'm standing straight up and I'm turned here, go ahead, okay, she's still going to pick something up. I have to get over here like this. Okay, see, she's still picking that arm up. I have to get nice and squared up, okay, and if I don't move, go ahead, not a good place to be. Right, I have to do something. I have to. Okay? Now there's two parts of this. If I wait until that spear is too close, it's too late. I have to read her. There you go. That's all right. Okay? So again, that block was just straight down. You notice my blocks aren't very big, are they? Okay? Because big blocks make for big openings. Same thing in sword and shield, right? Shield goes down, what's that make for? Big opening. okay? And that's what we take advantage of. If I know that that spear is going to waver out here every time I'm here and I go, that's my opening, okay? So the idea is the less you move, the less you have to recover. So we move very little, okay? Don't confuse moving very little with taking very long range. We block very small. Everything is about being small. Same thing. If on the field, if we're running around and we're moving around like this, you know, big feet, bad movement. Okay? We're out there, look at this. Okay? Small feet, good movement. Because if I'm out here and all of a sudden I'm anything here and I do this, okay? Well, my body is twisted. My openings are in places I don't realize it, and I lost a ton of movement. You're going to take advantage of it. But if I'm here, and maybe I do this, okay? Now look, my body's the same, okay? Okay, see, it's small. Okay, your opponent's going to use that for it. Big movement can bring big problems. Okay? So, this exercise, what we're going to do is I'm going to throw from the inside this time, this shoulder shot. Now we don't want the tip to move, right? We want you to pull this in, bang my rattan, exactly, and drop it down. Square up your feet. There we go, good. Look at me. Okay, and again, that's all you're doing, is here we are, and you pull and bend over. Okay, here you are, bang. Okay, and then bring it right back to tip, right back on you. Okay, and pull it over. Okay, turn your shoulders towards me. There we go, good. Okay, and bang, don't turn the rattan, or the soliflex. Bang, okay? Okay, pull it in, the whole thing. There we go, a little better. Okay, you're twisting, and that's not helping for the block, right? So what we have to do is, I'm going to throw it really slow, and you're going to take your rattan, and you're going to hold this out slightly from your body, bang. Okay? Bang mine. Now with a twist, that's what I pull into the body. Oh, you can't pull into the body? Okay, well, take it slow, but beware, then you're going to want to take body off target. Okay, and by taking body off target, you're going to hit the bend. Especially in this shot, you can't go back. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Okay, twisting ain't going to help. You don't have to worry about that twisting. You're going to have to figure, also try this, okay? Here you are, just drop, okay? Drop those knees, okay? And bang down instead. Now you're not using your shoulder at all. Get it? As soon as I move, you bang down. There you go. See how that blocks now? That's really effective when people are shooting your legs. Ready? Bang down. Okay? But remember, look where your point is. Yeah. Bad. Bend the knees down. Ready? Up, up, up. There we go. Bend the knees. Same time. Watch. Go ahead. Throw on me. Okay? See how target's still there. Okay? So just bend them knees. Ready? And that's an exercise you can do by yourself if you want. Okay? Ready? Good. Slap down, bring it back. Good. Back up. Pointing at me again. Always at the face or throat. There. Real fast, quick motion. See, I rolled. Okay. Okay, relax. That's all right. It's hard to start, but we just need to get the legs moving, and that's going to pick up that block instead of the roll with the shoulder. You're just going to slap block with your body. Okay? What's that? Different style. That's fine. Okay? Again, we're going to try it here. Here we are. Okay? Now I'm pumping right here, ain't I?
Yeah.
Okay? You notice that no matter how far your tip went, it didn't save you, did it? Okay? What we're going to do is turn those shoulders towards me. There we go. What you're going to do is just push, exactly, and pull this whole spear into you. Exactly. I'm going to do it really slow, and you pull like this. Okay? Pretty close. Okay? Turn your feet. There you go. There you go. You want to go ahead and step there? Here we are. You're going to throw. Okay? And all you're going to do, shoulders forward. Relax. She's going to throw, and you're just going to beat. Okay? You're going to pull into it. Ready? Go. And then we're going to get a little smaller each time. Okay? And again, off your body. Exactly. See how dropping helps pull that down in. See how that worked? See how small it can be? See, it doesn't need to be big to misdirect, does it?
No.
Okay? Now try to block normally. You take a shot, turn your body, you see? Now, it pulls it way off, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're effective way over here?
No.
Okay? We're using our body around the weapon. Okay? I have a shield, I have a sword. If I go for a leg block like this, what do I leave? Head, right? If I go for a leg block like this, what do I leave? Okay? Head block comes in. Okay? I go for a head block like this, what does it leave? I go for a head block like this. Leaving the shield point, I still only compacting knee behind my shield. I'm not moving the shield around. Okay? Now that doesn't mean that we don't move the shield around. It just means that that's the primary, secondary is the movement. Okay? Anytime you compact yourself, take target area away, it's much safer. That's the same thing we're trying here. We're trying to take that, same with that leg motion. Here we are. We're just dropping. Now we're using a body, target still here. And if I have to do it, then I can push here. Okay? But primary block was a body motion. Secondary block was moved. Where before, we're just moving and losing body motion. Does that make sense? Okay? And everybody, there's going to be some stuff, especially with injuries, that make certain styles a little different, and you're going to have to adjust accordingly. But at least you know, in the future, you may find that you're in the middle of teaching people how to do stuff. And maybe the piece that they have a hard time doing that you do well, you can show, okay, let's try it this way instead. Okay? And that gives you an opportunity to train and let people understand different styles that everybody has. All right? So, those are very little blocks. All right? And it doesn't mean that you won't get on control if your opponent surprises you. Maybe your opponent's very fast. Okay? But the key here is that you have a scenario. Go ahead, step right here. Or right, there you go. You're going to throw shots. Okay, I'm always on target here. Okay, go ahead, throw. All right. You're going to make a small block. Later on, when you become very good at this, you will throw. You'll make this small block and thrust at the same time. Okay? In the martial arts, that's the ultimate. You want to be able to get to a point where you're being defensive and offensive at the same time. Okay? Very hard to do. Easier to do when you pick up some people that are newer. Against somebody that's very skilled, they will make you break or freeze so that you can't do that kind of stuff. Okay, we're going to talk about normal shots. I mean, we just talked about essentially 2 or 3 blocks here. Those 2 or 3 blocks are the only blocks you really have to block 90% of the shots out there. Right? Even overhand stuff is still way over here. Okay, go ahead. I'm going to show, here we are. Here, I don't have to worry about her throwing overhand, because it really can't. Okay, she's going to come in overhand this way. Go ahead. Okay, go ahead, do it again. right at me. Okay, so now I'm just lifting up to pick that stuff up. Leg shots, all of a sudden you get leg shots and sit down right at the top. Okay, so it's just simple. Drop, out blocks, cross blocks. If you look and you break down a lot of the blocking, you already probably do those blocks. The only difference is we try to do them with the tip instead of the middle of the spear or the back of the spear. All right? Offensive technique. Even easier. Okay? We have some, the simplest techniques, most of them are all fencing style. We have my first shot, if I'm on the outside here, probably gonna ride over shot, okay? And in this practice, what we do, if you're lining your guys up, is have them go ahead and throw them. And just to the touch, okay? They have armor on. Again, remind your opponent that I will throw as hard as you threw against me, okay? Because if he's gonna blast you, well, guess what? That's part of the game, okay? Here we go. I'm inside. First shot I'm going to throw, what I call the beat. I'm going to beat this out. And again, I'm not beating it this way, right? I'm not hitting so that my spear goes way out here because then I have to bring it back before I push the spear. All I'm doing is pushing the back of the spear just like we made a block. It's here, punch. Okay? Again, in fencing, same thing. Okay? So that's our first piece, our first strike with the spear. Getting her off target. Okay, so it's small beat, throw. Okay, again, it's not, because she's going to come back as fast as I'm going. See? I still have the upper hand here. All right, and really what this turns into is it's all one, right? It's not two, it's strike and go. All right, very small movement. Again, but that's what the shot is. Okay? We're going to go ahead and throw that a couple of times so that we get used to it. You want you to come out over here. And just so we get used to it, again, watch your feet. Try to make sure it's here, otherwise you get into this position here, but you can still throw. Okay? But feet are very important for range. I want you guys to go ahead and line up. Again, we're just going to try to get the targeting. You don't have to, since we got people in no armor here, we're going to go ahead and stop the blows as best possible, close to your opponent. Okay? My side is going to throw. Okay? The other sides are pels for now. So you're going to throw. You're going to just smack, throw. Okay? Again, it's the whole spear, not the front. Smack. Okay? And shoulders forward. There. Okay? Now bring that arm a little bit back here. And drop it down. You've got a really bent arm and it's up like this. Drop it down. Get more comfortable.
I don't trust you.
Okay? And push out. There you go. Exactly. Do it again. Okay. Okay. Up. That's pretty good, because now you're leading in with it.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm leading in.
Exactly, it's not bad. Now here, just make a quick outside motion and bring it back. So, smack it off and bring it back. Try to make it with the back. Okay? Not with the front, don't push the front. Just see how the full spear is going out? Not the front. Don't even hardly move your front arm.
You know how when
Okay.
Okay?
you throw blows, timing has to be just so that the mechanism of the shot hits.
Go ahead and keep your spear right on. Make him knock your spear out of it. See, you're just through there, you didn't actually beat across the throw. Okay? See, now you move that spear some so that he gives you out. In this exercise, we're not fighting back because we're learning technique. Okay? Now later he'd be easy block. But the idea is to learn the technique before you try to apply more advanced concepts to it. Exactly. There you go. You see how that was real quick beat? You know. Okay? And again, this is all about little small bursts.
Okay, hit me.
Okay?
Kinetic energy into my sphere at the moment of impact.
Okay, who's throwing over
That
here
was more
now?
of a
I thought
slide.
He's gonna throw, or you're gonna throw?
Yeah.
And then I
Okay.
go from point to point.
Okay. Again, get on this side. Remember, you're gonna.
Oh.
Now, there you go. There you go. Good.
The switch, please.
Yeah, exactly. He's just switched. He went left hand. Okay. There, just like that. But you're gonna lead with that shoulder. Get that good turn after.
It's a workout.
Yes, it is. It's very much. I mean, how many people are used to standing here like this all day?
Sitting in the horse hair.
Not easy, is it? No, you're on the inside.
I'm on the inside.
Right.
Sorry to be blocking.
Push out. There you go.
Yeah.
Really work on getting that. Just a quick jab at this.
Now do
here.
it without the step.
Okay. Okay. And we're
That
gonna,
was perfect.
gonna bring this arm out. Okay. Right now you're way back here.
Yeah.
And you're losing control.
Okay.
And right up in here. Shoulder forward. There you go. And all you gotta do
Little
is
squash.
just like that.
Cross.
See how you can actually push out now?
Yeah.
Okay. Little squash, keep the pressure
front,
against me.
back.
Pull away just a little bit.
Push it back.
And come back
Okay.
out. Yeah.
There. Exactly. Okay.
1 in 100 times.
Well, and that's the idea, right? I mean, the idea here is to practice this every time. I still do this drill myself. Why? Because you just don't practice it enough. Your legs get stronger as you practice longer. Your targeting gets better when you practice longer. Your beats and blocks become much smaller. That's the key about this. Okay? So, that was our simple beat block. The next block, I know, we'll catch up on it. I have a feeling you know how to do this. Okay. The next block is going to be what we call the simple U. I'm on the outside. This is an easy block for her to get. I can't throw, even if I throw overhand. That's it. Bad range for me, good exercise for her. But now I'm on the outside. What I want to do is I want to do the U shot. Okay? Here I am. It's just drop, push. Okay? Easy. Drop, push. Okay? Same in fencing, right? Here I am. Hey. Okay? Here we got this simple drop the front, push. Now later, what we want to do is we want to get this very small. The smaller you get, the harder it is for them to recover from. So all of a sudden, it just, here we are. I get her pressing on the outside. Okay? Especially if they're pressing on the outside. If they're pushing my spear away from their face, this. Okay, they're giving it. But in our exercise, at first, when we start this, we're just going to drop it straight down. And some of this drop straight down can happen with your legs. Okay? But we're going to drop and push. Again, coming across the body. Pushing the hip into your opponent. Okay? This is how we drive power. Not here, here. Okay? This can be secondary. Here I am. I push. I push. Without that, it's this. Hip kicks back, lose a lot of power. Push. Okay? Again, I get linear and I push my hip. It's going this way, isn't it? My power isn't going towards my opponent, no matter how far I can turn. Okay? You're here, you got a swinging action going. So now your power is going across. Compared to here, when you push forward, okay, now your power is driving this way. So now my blows are driving straight through my opponent instead of across my opponent. I'll show you.
I get
No, it works either way, okay? Even in martial arts, that same exercise is produced. We don't teach women different than men, okay? And those European and Asian martial arts have a great tradition on stuff like this. But, you know, the hip is driven, okay? We have a bad habit of we want to swing this way, okay? There's some wasted energy in that motion. It's if I'm here and I hit him this way, compared to if I'm here and I hit him this way, you can see that his body is going to take much more of the force straight forward. That's why when we box, we strike our opponent. That's why side kick is very hard, because we're throwing it straight into our opponent. Okay? Instead of a roundhouse, which comes across our opponent. All right? Front kick, straight into your opponent. Very hard kick. All right? Okay, let's try that C shot. And again, all we're doing is we're dropping, hook, push. Okay? I want you guys side first this time. All you do is I'm gonna get on the outside here, so you're gonna roll underneath. I'm gonna point this straight at you, and you drop, roll, push. Good. Let's do it again. Go on the other side. Go on the other side. There you go. Good. Go ahead, thank you. Good. Very nice. I'm going to apply a little bit of pressure to take advantage of it. There you go. That's all right. Okay. Nice and control. Right? Right this time. There you go. Drop and push. There. Good. Now, try to get the cross. Try to just roll it a little bit, your hand a little bit more across your body. Just a little bit. Ready? Roll. Okay. Do it again. Good. See where your hand's in front of your body that time? Let's do that again. Good. And do it again. Because you've just got a lot more range there. You see how you're getting a lot more range? Because it's straight out from you, isn't it? Okay, instead of out on your side. Okay, one more time. I'm going to need to step back a little bit because you got good range. Okay? There, good, very nice. Ready? Good. Good. That's all right. Okay, ready? Good, good, good. Nice technique. Notice how that hand turned right at the end, didn't it? Very nice technique there. You probably already do this shot quite a bit, don't you? Good. The trick here is, as you do it more, you get more and more control over the front of your tip. And that's the key, okay? Okay? Go ahead and do the other side. There you go. That's all right. No, you shoot. You shoot. I want to see something for a second. You are just standing there. You are the fell.
Feisty fell.
I'm telling you. Ready? There you go. Drop. No block. So, again, we don't want to block here because what we're trying to do is we're trying to give our partner their opportunity to get technique down straight, to get their good targeting down, okay? There you go. And take your time. Just take your time. Again, this is not about speed, it's about good technique. Okay? Speed comes later. And in fact, you'll still find that trying to speed through technique is not a good thing. You're better off taking your time through making a perfect technique. Later on, you'll take that perfect technique, speed through it, and have that much better technique. Okay? All right, switch those.
Switch, not other side, switch.
Okay, and you don't have to hit. There you go. We're just nice and slow. Good technique. There you go. That's it. Just take that. In fact, drop your hand, drop your hips a little bit too. Okay? That's right. And later what you'll find is that you drop and you actually push. Okay? So it becomes a linear push into your opponent. There you go. Much easier when you take your time. Okay? Now later on, you may find, even at the beginning, you may find yourself going, okay? Later on, we speed through this, it looks like this. Okay? We cheat that a little bit, but we practice good technique before we cheat it. Okay? Well, guess what? You know, realistically, those are the two primary shots you throw. We're going to throw those same shots a little bit to the legs, right? So here we are, instead of, yeah, I might take that, I might be here, I might take that quick beat, okay? Quick beat, drop this to the leg instead, okay? If he's gonna give me this, then, you know, I might make it look like I'm coming over here, give him this, okay? But I'm gonna use what he gives me. But that was the U, that was the beat. Sometimes you just take it straight out, right? Here we are, bang. Okay, no beat, you don't need it. But it's all the same. The more we do the same thing over and over again, the more accurate, the more understanding, and the more power we can provide behind it. But all of a sudden, if I'm here and I go, and I'm fighting here or here, now I got a different style. I'm not used to this. Okay? All right, get way out here, switch feet up. Okay? I'm breaking the routine that I'm usually doing. Are we used to it? Unless you practice it. Okay? Key is practice, right? But try to keep your technique as close to perfect all the time. Right? Sword and board's the same way. Right? What happens is we get in a big engagement, we get in a big dueling engagement. Now my defense might be way outside what's normal. Am I going to be good at it there? Probably not. I need to break off for a second. The fight at that point is different. Okay? I break off. Well, it's just like starting the fight brand new. I may have been blocking like this, and I'm like, I break. I'm like, uh-oh. Fix my feet. I get back into the way I'm supposed to be doing it. Okay? Because it's a new fight. Yes, there was no winner of that last duel, but it's a new fight. Don't come back in and just do it back over again. Because you're keeping all the bad habits that you just gave yourself in the previous past. We don't need to do that. Okay? We don't need to go right back into the fight. We need to break it, stop it. I know more about you now than I did before. So what I'm doing is now I present my perfect offense and defense again and try to take advantage of what I know. Same in sword and shield. Okay? You get that, you make an engagement, you do a pass, the guy steps out, he's still ready to go. He's coming back in with the same habits he left with. Bad idea. As soon as we break, the fight's over. Okay? Now you have time to readjust, come back in perfect, and know more about what your opponent's going to give you, and make him do that. Same thing happens here. Okay? So, those are basics. Now, you notice that none of us really did those really comfortably, did we? Okay? Only way we can do those comfortably is by doing them over and over and over again. Okay? And it has to be that discipline. All right? If you're in a scenario and you have, a scenario where you got a bad knee, well, doing this may not necessarily be easy to do, right? Okay? So you have to adjust some and figure out how to pull some of that weight off that leg. If you have a bad shoulder, well, pushing out may be an exercise that you can't do right now. Okay? So maybe dropping becomes an exercise that you can do. But you have to make that adjustment. No matter what, if you find that, in a fight it works, and you practice it and it works, well, there you are. Okay? What I'm showing you is stuff that's worked for the group of people I've trained over that period of time. All right? Usually in this exercise, what we'll do is we'll go through all those exercises. Sometimes we'll throw outside angles. Okay? We'll be in here. Again, this is a dangerous one, but you can beat it this way. Okay? You can push here, and then come over here. All right? But again, that's not an exercise I want to do all the time. This is not really something I want to throw all the time. Okay? Bad range. Okay? As you get really good at blocking, you know what? This is the key. How comfortable do you feel with me inside here? Not very, do you? Okay. Okay, get the idea? I'm very comfortable here. But what's going to happen is, if I'm in a line, and here's where the normal line duel's from. This is where we're used to it, isn't it? At about this range. Okay, because you can probably pull back and get out of some stuff. But this is where we're used to it. All of a sudden I do this. Yeah, but someone's going to kill you right next to me. Because where's the rest of your line going to be going?
Right behind you, bro.
Yeah, but the idea is your box may have to move back. But in your case, no, you don't want it to move back. You want to be comfortable in that place, right? You want to be comfortable knowing that your little blocks are going to work. Okay? So, as you are more comfortable with that, the more you can push engagement closer. Majority of people, as I push this engagement closer, are going to get nervous. Where are they going to go? They're going to go back. Because they're not sure if they can block. If you're used to fighting right in here, you're not going to be nervous, are you? Okay? Because you know you can make blocks. Okay? So now he's not going to be nervous. So he's going to stay there, which means I don't have opportunity on that side of the line. All right? But again, that's your job. You're way out here. I'm one of these standard guys that never practice, and you get comfortable close, so go ahead and take a step closer. Okay? Now you have to be on me, right? So you have to be comfortable. Okay? Now I'm going to go back a little bit because I'm not comfortable. Well, I just left you opportunity, didn't I? Right, exactly. Okay? So the idea is to be comfortable as we close that engagement. We do this when we get more advanced class type stuff. We do this with 7-foot spears, so that we're very close. Point's almost always on. You have to watch your opponent. Make small body motion becomes body movement becomes key. Okay? Because unfortunately, you make a big block, you're going to be a dick. There's no doubt about it. Okay? So that's how we go about that. Last piece is we start putting lines together. Okay? We get in here and we just go full out. Okay? This is full contact. We throw blows and it's only on each other. Just because we're getting used to it. Okay? I will run this practice for a good period of time so that they get a good idea. Your job is to tell me when I'm getting you too light. I don't want you to take that. Because if you take that, I'm going to expect somebody else to take that. Is that really going to happen? No. Okay? Don't be necessarily polite. Make the guy earn what he gets. Okay? Because you're not doing him a favor. You know, if I do this, say it's bad. Make me hit you well. Okay? Don't do, you know, don't take it away from him. Make him throw good stuff every time. So we'll run this drill for a while, and then we'll take a break. We come back. Now it's open season. We give them the talk that this can go on for a long time until you guys start talking. Or you can talk right at the beginning, and this could be a very short and quick exercise. In other words, this is the way it usually happens. We're out here and we're fighting. And we're fighting, right? You know, and until we get tired, we're like, hit him. You know, that's, you know, it's not until we're tired that we're actually talking. Don't get into that habit. It's a terrible habit. And as soon as they get to that tired point, you know, make them burn out a little bit and then stop and say, well, that was great at the end. Now let's do it again and see if you guys can talk from the beginning. Now, if they talk from the beginning, congratulations. Because that's what this is all about. Okay? It really is. Communication in this line is, okay, yeah, I'm going to be talking to you, or you're going to be talking to me, and, you know, it's essentially, okay, take her high, take her high. Get the idea? The idea is you're going to take her high, and I'm going to block here, go for the hit. Okay? You know, here I am. I got blocked. Okay? That same thing happens. Okay? We got to talk between. Okay? That same thing happens when somebody's coming into engagement. Okay? You have to know that there's somebody stepping up. You got a 2-on-1. Right? This is a healthy place. I'm here. See, I made the block before I even stepped in. How many people you see walk into that line? You know, well, they didn't save your life before they got there. They're sure that if you're gone, they're going to be bummed. Make the block as you're coming in. I don't care if that block might be this. Here I am. You got a 2-on-1. He's starting to flank a little bit. Hey, hey, hey! Look, he pulled right off you, didn't he? I wasn't even up to the line.
My buddy.
Okay? So the idea there is you can take the pressure off that person even before you're to the line, just by yelling at you. You're just like, oh, you know, and then, oh, big guy with a spear coming at. Okay? So you're going to pay attention to me, because if you don't, I'm going to knock you on your butt. Okay? So I'm going to get a free shot at your side. Okay? But I want to save him, because if I don't kill you, then I got a 2-on. You know? And a 2-on-1 is no fun to be in. Okay? So, and then at the end of this, you notice it's all spear drills. Again, we find that lots of this time is spent on good technique. So it doesn't matter if we're fighting other spears, it doesn't matter if we're fighting sword and shield. It's a lot about good technique. Now later, you're going to find yourself popping little higher shots of shield guide and stuff like that. You line up shield walls, and you work together, picking people up, high, low. Okay? You'll hear our guys yell that in the line all the time. Okay? You step out for a second. He's not in the fight. Here we are, and we're fighting you. Okay? Ready? Go ahead, you block. Okay? So you feel wild, but you're controlling us in some way here, right? Because we're both pointing at to the center point of your body. And now all she has to do is back and forth. Right? To keep us off for a little bit. Now watch. Ready? High, low. You go high. Don't feel very good, does it? Okay? And you'll hear that. High, low. Because now this becomes very difficult to do. All right, you'll find that the kills come much faster that way. Okay, and that's an exercise that you can practice. You know, guess what? You rotate in, you know, again, everything's in lines. I'll be like, okay, you know, we go high-low for a while, and, you know, here we are.
I love it.
Okay, now this time, stay in your place because, okay, in the line. This time, you aim low, you aim high. See, now this is a bad place. You notice I'm doing a lot of this, right? And you notice I have to go back. Okay, where if you're side to side, okay, here you are. Right. Okay, but a lot harder. And why aim at the same spot? Because now I only have to block one spot. Okay, so the sooner we get used to, okay, telling the person, I'll take high. Okay, now that person's gonna take low. So now I'm here, you're here. Don't feel comfortable to start with, does it? Right. Where if we're here, center, exactly. Still not very comfortable, but defendable. Until maybe you walk up on their side and peel me off. Right? Exactly. So, that's another great exercise to practice. Now, we do that a lot, especially with the advanced guys, because we want to make sure that if you're just starting this, that you learn great technique. Okay? Pretty much, it's easy. It's all about the basics. Advanced techniques are great, but it's really all about perfecting the basics. Right? Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
So, anybody wants to know anything, holler. Anybody have questions? I'm on the site all the time. Anybody wants to see some that we just showed, go ahead and pull me off. So. All right. I mean, if you look, there's a lot of stuff presented here. But it's very easy stuff. Okay? Well, it's very basic stuff. Right. But there, you know, the key is it's very basic. The idea is that it doesn't take much more than basics. Also, it takes more than once. Right? You're going to go home, you're going to remember one piece of this. Maybe you're going to remember 3, 4 pieces of this. And between the two of you, you're going to put some stuff together and find out what pieces you like and that you can do. Okay? You're going to do things slightly different. Okay? I can guarantee you, though, that as long as you practice hard with other people, that you will present an opponent with much better talented spear. But if you don't practice, I'm going to tell you, I'm straight up, don't really think you're good, because you're not. We'll eat your lunch every day of the week. Okay, and that's brutal, but if you're only fighting at Penzic with spear, you're going to get 1 or 2 or 3 kills, and that's pretty good. But it doesn't make you a great spear. And the idea here is to become something, you know, to be great at what you do. Okay? Right? I mean, I'm going to tell you, same thing goes. Anybody can, you know, belts, chains, hats are all on the path, tokens along the path of becoming great at something. Okay? Okay? The goal isn't any one of those things. The goal is to become the best you can. And those things just fall into place as you go.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
And then we have Finn's incredible little